4 counts that Trump was convicted of are felonies punishable by a fine, probation, or even prison time.
When exiting the courthouse, the former president said his legal fight is far from over.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace.
The world's attention was on a New York courtroom Thursday. Spectrum News reporter Ayanna Harry takes us inside and tells us how the former president reacted when the verdict was delivered.
Good evening from the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where Donald Trump was convicted, found guilty on all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The verdict came in around 5 p.m., and when the judge announced that the jury had in fact reached a verdict, the former president sat up in his chair and he stood and stared, looking forward. As the jury walked in past him, none of them turned to look at the former president, and then their verdict was read aloud. Guilty on all 34 counts. Donald Trump was accused in this case of falsifying business records to cover up a hush money payment made to an adult film star in the days just before the 2016 presidential election. After the verdict, Donald Trump said the true verdict will actually come on Election Day. In a press conference this evening, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg thanked the jury in this case, and he also thanked the prosecutors for their hard work. Donald Trump is scheduled to be sentenced on July 11th. In New York City, Ayanna Harry, Spectrum News.
Joining us now, Professor of Political Science at Cedarville University, Mark Caleb Smith. Professor Smith, thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
What is your initial reaction to this verdict?
It's shocking. It's remarkable. It's historic. I mean, we've obviously never seen anything like this before. Where a former president of the United States is now a convicted felon. And if anyone's pretending like they know how this is all going to unfold over the next few hours or few days or few weeks, then they're fooling themselves. So it's going to be fascinating to watch from a purely academic perspective. From a citizen's perspective, this is very nervy and I think a very difficult time for the country.
And you mentioned that, no one really knows what's going to happen as we go from here. Polls, however, are showing that at least some of these polls are suggesting that people will not necessarily carry any sort of perspective about the convictions into the voting booth. What are your thoughts on that?
So I think the real question is how many voters are really persuadable when it comes to Donald Trump and Joe Biden. I mean, these are two very well-known political figures. They both have almost unique sets of baggage that they bring with them. And since they've been running for a good bit now, everyone has their mind made up about them. And so how many people are out there really considering what to do who would be affected by this kind of news? Now, I do think that given Mr. Biden's weakness and given the difficulties of the economy, there probably are some people who are sort of on the fence who maybe see themselves as mildly pro-Trump or mildly pro-Biden. This kind of information could shift those voters. And with a close election in battleground states in places like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, then, just a few percentage points of voters could make all the difference.
Do you worry we may now see the courtroom used as a retaliatory tactic following this?
I think we have to be worried about that possibility where because our country is so divided along party lines, Republicans may feel the need to respond in kind, to simply do what's been done to them. And as soon as Joe Biden's out of office, some Republican prosecutor in a deep red state will put charges forward and just sort of swing for the fences and see what happens. If that's the way that we go, then it's going to be a really uncomfortable period in our history. So I think it's very possible we will see that happen.
It should be noted that there is a Democratic senator from New Jersey, Bob Menendez, who's currently on trial as well. So these kinds of things do happen. Not as high in office, and you're right, an absolutely historic moment. Mark Caleb Smith, professor of political science at Cedarville University. Professor Smith, thank you.
Thank you.